Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I think this is my first actual long video. I usually post shorts, but I decided I want to make a video. I have 5 points that I haven't written down. I'm locked in, okay? That I just want to talk about. I will say, if you hear any background noise, I live with my family. So that is why you'll either hear dogs barking or my sister or brother being very loud. I'm also sick, so just ignore that. The first point I have is when you are thinking about becoming a reseller. I am only a beginning reseller. I've only made a small amount of money compared to what could be made, but my sales are beginning to increase. And I just wanted to share some tips to anyone who might think they want to start reselling. First point I have is equipment and supplies. If you are thinking about selling online, you will need a shipping label. This will save you so much time from being at the post office and having to scan every QR code for your Shopify, for eBay, whatever it is. A shipping label printer will help. I really recommend getting one. I think I got mine for like $70, so it's not that much, but it will pay off in the long run. The next item I suggest getting is poly mailers. These are so great. I have the 7.5 by the 10.5 for things such as colognes, just whatever. I use mine for colognes because it's a good size. If you have anything breakable, I would suggest getting bubble wrap. I just get mine in rolls. You could probably get this at the post office, but I get mine off of Amazon. Just ensuring that you don't have any products that could be broken is very important, or else you could get bad reviews or an angry customer. Something I like to put on my packages if it is breakable is a fragile sticker, just so the delivery people know that it is breakable. Hopefully they'll be more careful. I don't know, I've never delivered a package. Those are some basic supplies that I like to use. Of course, you'll need a phone, and I also like to use my computer just so I have 2 different sides to help with my online store or even just shipping. I have an ice maker. Anyways, I think that's it for supplies. Next is vendors. So this is like a very big thing. I know a lot of people ask for vendors from big resellers, like seeing if they can get them for free. I personally do not like free vendors. I have tried some free vendors and it's not worth it. The quality is not as good for what you are paying for. And I personally did start out with vendors that I bought from someone before being able to research my own and find a whole list of my own that I found reliable. If you want to see that list, I do have it on my Shopify. There's about 20 different vendors with things such as Chrome Hearts, Health Star, there's Apple products, colognes, Rolexes, you name it. Like, there's so much. And I tried to price it lower than what other people price it. If you want to check it out, it's on my Shopify, which I will put in the description. So just being careful what vendors you choose. Some vendors are farther away. Some of them are based in the US. So just trying to get to know your vendor a little bit. Asking where they're based from can help, especially with shipping. Shipping can sometimes take 3 to 5 days, or it could take longer. I had one that took 8 to 10 days once. I did not like how long I waited, so just being okay with asking questions. Next is the big thing, which is social media. I did not start social media out when I first started, which has, I believe, prohibited some of my sales because not as many people know me. Not as many people know me now, but once you start building off of that. If you start now, you could have thousands of followers later on. So I have 3 different platforms I go on. I have Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to just try to get myself out there so people know who I am. All perform differently. I have more followers on Instagram, and more views on TikTok, and more consistency on YouTube. So it just depends on where you go for your platform. I do believe that social media is a very important part of reselling. You're able to get people to know you, so then you seem more reliable and you'll be able to most likely sell more. I'm going to talk about online reselling and local reselling. Online reselling, I try to sell online, but I have more reselling in person at the moment. I'm hoping to boost my online sales. So for online selling, I usually go for Shopify. Sometimes I sell on eBay, and it's just really easy because I can view who is able to see my profile, not personally, but like I can see how many views are on my storefront and just try to build more off of that. If you want to check it out, like I said, it's in the description. Local reselling, I would be very careful. You have to be smart about it, making sure you're not going to get kidnapped, but I would recommend local reselling, especially if you're just starting out. It's a good way to get cash easily. If you're able to get views on your products, it's a good way to start out. I wanted to make sure this was a short video because I know, especially from my lack of experience, I say lack because I don't have as much experience as someone would have who's been doing this for years, that I wouldn't want to sit through a video that doesn't have as much experienced information. So this is just beginner to beginner. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon on my channel.